The Bachelor's Grant Ellis is an empath, but he's now revealing if he has any regrets after some of the women in his season felt blindsided by his decision to send them home as the season nears its end. Grant is currently the lead of The Bachelor Season 29, and though some have argued that Grant's season has been dull, he's due to reveal who he chose for the final rose during the season finale on March 24th. The remaining 3 finalists on the show are Lisha Gar, Zoe McGrady, and Juliana Pasquarosa. Grant developed strong connections with several of the women, so during the Women Tell All Special, some, like Carolina Sofia, Dina Lepanku, and Serafina Watkins, expressed that they were blindsided by his decision to send them home. Grant told People that he understood the women's feelings, but he has no regrets about the way the season unfolded. He admitted that his affection with some of the women may have come across as misleading, since he later sent them home, but that's all part of the show and he hoped everyone learned something from their time with him. Grant's admission that he felt bad for blindsiding some of the women is important because it's an acknowledgement of their feelings. Grant spent the season trying to get to know all the women, but a few of them stood out, which Grant owned up to. For various reasons, he had to eliminate some of the women with whom it seemed like he could go the distance, but acknowledging their feelings is validating for them. Grant's good guy nature has hurt him on his quest for love, as he's been careful not to hurt anyone's feelings. It's understandable though, that feelings will inevitably get hurt, since Grant can only choose one in the end. The women know what they signed up for by agreeing to be on The Bachelor, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when they're sent home after feeling like they were going to be chosen. It's no secret that Grant cares about the image he's portraying on The Bachelor. During his confrontation with Carolina over Rose Somk's off-screen comments, which eventually resulted in Rose choosing to leave The Bachelor, Grant seemed especially bothered that it could make him look like a player, when he claimed that isn't what he is. It's hard to argue that you're not a player when you're dating 25 women though. Still, Grant always wants to be the good guy, so the player label made that hard. Grant owning up to making some of the women feel blindsided might be more about him than the women. He doesn't want to come across as a bad guy, so he needs to own up to some of his mistakes in order to salvage his image. Grant says he has no regrets about how things ended, so here's hoping he was able to find his love after all is said and done. Grant Ellis and Juliana Pasquarosa's relationship did not last long after their engagement aired on the season 29 finale of The Bachelor in March. By June, the former couple confirmed that they'd split in separate social media statements. It's a gift to find someone who sees the world in a way that resonates with you, while also encouraging you to grow. I've been grateful to share that experience with Grant, Pasquarosa wrote. Marriage is a commitment, and it's one we both still believe in deeply. After a lot of honest conversations and reflection, we've come to the decision that this chapter of our lives is meant to be on separate paths. We shared something meaningful, navigating a unique journey side by side, learning, growing, and showing up for each other the best way we knew how. And while this isn't the ending we once imagined, it's one filled with mutual respect, care, and hope for what's ahead. Meanwhile, Ellis wrote, Juliana and I have decided to end our relationship. We both gave this our best and poured a lot of love into each other, but after a lot of deep conversations, we've come to the understanding that we're simply not the right fit long term. What we had was so meaningful. The connection we built on the show was real. And so was the effort we made to continue once the cameras stopped rolling. There's no negativity here. Just two people who care about each other and want the best for one another moving forward. I'll always be grateful for what we shared and for the growth that came with it. So, why did the reality TV couple break up? And are they in new relationships now? Scroll down for everything we know. While Ellis and Pasquarosa have not explicitly stated the reason for their breakup, he's hinted that she was the one to officially pull the plug on the relationship. When two people make a commitment, I feel like they're supposed to do everything they can to try to make it work. But, that wasn't the case, the former basketball player said in a social media update on September 15th. I guess we just weren't meant for each other. While responding to a fan who asked why the couple broke up, Ellis added, I fully don't know, but I guess there were some issues, and we just couldn't make it work. He shared a similar sentiment during an Instagram live in June. Why did I break up with Juliana? I didn't break up with anybody, Ellis insisted, although he later called the split mutual. Pasquarosa said the same while appearing on the Trading Secrets podcast in August. She also insinuated that watching the show back led to some tension in the relationship. There were times in conversations that I watched when he would say certain things. I would get more upset with him because I'm like, do you understand the weight of what you just said to that person? Pasquarosa shared. More as an accountability thing than being flustered because I knew that he was going to be doing that when I was filming, and I can't be upset with something that I agreed to do. Pasquarosa is also not publicly in a relationship right now. However, she confirmed that she's back on the dating apps, specifically Raya, and would be open to an appearance on Bachelor in Paradise in the future if she's still single. Pasquarosa said she'd also be open to starring on The Bachelorette, but the show recently confirmed its season 22 lead will be Taylor Frankie Paul. Spoiler alert. This discusses The Bachelor season 29 finale, including who Grant Ellis proposes to in the end. Stream the episode with a Hulu subscription if you need to catch up. Another season of The Bachelor has come to an end, with Grant Ellis eliminating all but one of the women who we watched exit the limos at Bachelor Mansion just weeks ago. Over the course of 3 hours, tears were shed, advice was given, and Grant finally decided that Juliana Pasquarosa was the woman he wanted to get engaged to. As I watched the season 29 journey conclude, I couldn't help but think of one big change the franchise needs to make for future seasons. We knew all season that Grant Ellis was going to struggle to choose between his final 2 women, who turned out to be Juliana Pasquarosa and Lisha Gar in the finale, and other than that, there were really no twists or unexpected drama that justified a 3-hour runtime. That means we got a lot of filler, Grant repeating the good qualities of each woman, flashbacks to dates we've already seen, unnecessary segments, and so many ads. I'm not alone in my thinking either, as many in Bachelor Nation took to social media to complain about this block of the 2025 TV schedule. One fan joked, there were moments where it felt obvious that the Bachelor producers were trying to fill the time. When Juliana Pasquarosa met up with Grant Ellis to meet his family, they showed her walking from like a mile away. Honestly, it took a full 30 seconds from the time she started her trek to when she reached her boyfriend. That was only 20 minutes into the 3-hour finale, so I figured we were in for a long night. My point was proven when, still less than an hour into the show, host Jesse Palmer brought up Charity Lawson, Clayton Echard, and Jerry Turner to discuss Grant Ellis saying, "I love you," to both of his final 2 women. Now, I have no problem with either of these men, but Bachelor Nation has not been kind to Clayton, the rose ceremony from hell, and Jerry, after his fast Golden Bachelor divorce. So I question the decision to have them give context to Grant's situation. Fans like this one just saw it as more filler. Not to sound my age or anything, but I rarely watch movies that come anywhere near 3 hours, and on a Monday no less. If I'm dragging at work Tuesday morning, I want a better story than, Grant was really conflicted. As this Bachelor Nation patron put it, the thing is, ABC has proven it can be done. Joan Vasso's finale on The Golden Bachelorette was a tight 90 minutes, and maybe we didn't get 17 ads for the secret lives of Mormon wives or 25 minutes of Jesse Palmer telling us to grab our tissues because he was about to make an announcement that would change our lives forever, but I sure didn't miss them. Just to prove I'm not the only cranky millennial out there, here are some other social media comments I came across. We'll have to wait to see if the powers that be at ABC hear our cries for a more manageable finale runtime. In the meantime, we'll be keeping our eyes out for that Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 premiere date, as the spin-off returns this summer. Heidi Venable is a content producer for Cinema Blend, a mom of 2 and a hardcore 90s kid. She started freelancing for Cinema Blend in 2020 and officially came on board in 2021. Her job entails writing news stories and TV reactions from some of her favorite primetime shows like Grey's Anatomy and The Bachelor. She graduated from Louisiana Tech University with a degree in journalism and worked in the newspaper industry for almost 2 decades in multiple roles including sports editor, page designer, and online editor. Unprovoked, will quote friends in any situation. Thrives on New Orleans Saints football, The West Wing, and taco trucks. Despite all the drama that occurred after The Bachelor Season 29, I think Grant Ellis and Juliana Pasquarosa are in love, and I hope they get married. Grant and Juliana met on night 1 of The Bachelor Season 29, and while she wasn't a frontrunner, the villain, or the most dramatic cast member, she eventually won Grant's heart. He proposed at the final rose ceremony after breaking up with Lisha Gar. ABC's The Bachelor has a notoriously low success rate, with very few couples making it to the altar. Typically, this would indicate that Grant and Juliana will probably break up in the future. However, the lovebirds are still together weeks after their season finished airing, which may seem silly or insignificant, but is a success in Bachelor Nation. Peter Weber broke up with fiancée Hannah and Sluss a few months after getting engaged. He then got back together with runner-up Madison Pruitt, only to break up with her 2 days after the Final Rose special. Ari Leyendik Jr. also broke up with his fiancée, Becca Kufrin, a few months after he proposed and pursued runner-up Lauren Burnham. The two are currently married. Ben Flajnik broke up with Courtney Robertson while The Bachelor Season 16 was airing, and while they later got back together, the relationship eventually ended for good. Grant and Juliana are still in a relationship is an achievement and could indicate they're in it for the long haul. Plus, Grant is standing by Juliana throughout all the drama and any negative TikTok comments that have come her way. Loyalty is an important quality in a romantic partner, and I think Grant has proved his loyalty to Juliana. Juliana has caught a lot of flack since The Bachelor Season 29 ended. She was upset with how Lisha handled the breakup and how Lisha mentioned Juliana's name as a dig towards Grant. Lisha also used the After the Final Rose special to express her relief that she's not in a toxic relationship with Grant. Because of these moments, Juliana answered yes to Nick Viall when he asked if she thought Lisha was a mean girl on the Viall Files podcast. Juliana believed Lisha was purposely being malicious towards Grant and wanted to stand up for her fiancé. On the one hand, Juliana probably shouldn't be dissing a woman who got her heart broken on national television. But on the other hand, Juliana's loyalty towards Grant is admirable and proves they have a strong relationship. I think Grant and Juliana have a good chance of getting married because they share important values and love each other. Both of them value family and creating a close bond with their future children, and they fit in with each other's families. Lisha wants to get married and have kids quickly, but Grant and Juliana are willing to take the relationship at a slower pace. Whether the Bachelor's Grant and Juliana get married, only time will tell. I think they have a good shot at making it. Former Bachelor star Grant Ellis and Juliana Pasquarosa have ended their relationship. Ellis took to his Instagram story on Friday and shared a statement, saying that he and Pasquarosa were simply not the right fit for a long-term relationship. "This is one of the harder things I've had to write, but I want to share it honestly," he wrote. He continued, "Juliana and I have decided to end our relationship. We both gave this our best and poured a lot of love into each other, but after a lot of deep conversations, we've come to the understanding that we're simply not the right fit long-term." Ellis called the pair's relationship meaningful, writing that, "The connection we built on the show was real, and so was the effort we made to continue once the cameras stopped rolling." He added, "There's no negativity here. No resentment. Just two people who care about each other and want the best for one another moving forward. I'll always be grateful for what we shared and for the growth that came with it." Ellis ended his message by thanking those who supported them and who believed in our journey. "This chapter is closing, but we're both walking away with love and respect in our hearts," he wrote. Pasquarosa also shared a statement on her Instagram story and highlighted the commitment that comes with marriage. "After a lot of honest conversations and reflection, we've come to the decision that this chapter of our lives is meant to continue on separate paths," she wrote. "We shared something meaningful, navigating a unique journey side by side, learning, growing, and showing up for each other the best we knew how. And while this isn't the ending we once imagined, it's one filled with mutual respect, care, and hope for what's ahead." She added that it was a gift to find someone who sees the world in a way that resonates with you, while also encouraging you to grow. "I've been grateful to share that experience with Grant," she wrote. Pasquarosa concluded her message by writing, "We're still cheering each other on, just from different places now. I'm beyond thankful for all the love and support you all have given us." Ellis and Pasquarosa met on season 29 of The Bachelor. In the finale, Ellis, a day trader and former pro basketball player from New Jersey, chose Pasquarosa over fellow finalist Lisha Gar and proposed to her. In an interview with Good Morning America, following the After the Final Rose episode, Ellis and Pasquarosa shared how smitten they were at the time and expressed how lucky and blessed they were. "It's a blessing, you know, to go on the show," Ellis said. "You don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I had the best possible outcome." Former Bachelor contestant Lisha Gar is weighing in on ex-Grant Ellis' celibacy journey. When asked on the Wednesday, October 29th, episode of iHeartRadio's Almost Famous podcast whether she heard that Grant, 31, is now abstaining from sex. Lisha, also 31, replied, "I did. I heard that. Yeah, good for him." Grant, who ended season 29 of The Bachelor engaged to Juliana Pasquarosa after calling it quits with runner-up Lisha, confirmed via social media on October 12 that he is celibate. Grant and Juliana announced their split in June. "Me being the most recent Bachelor, I feel like I have a little authority in the dating space being that the show is about dating," he explained. "I think finding something serious, finding something that's worth pursuing, is really hard, especially out here in LA and major cities like New York." Grant noted that being celibate can be hard, but he believes it's the right decision for him. "I'm a man. I definitely have my urges, my desires, and I'm just being fully transparent. I have messed up in the past," he said before explaining that he is inspired by his religion on this journey. "Mainly it's because of my faith. God knows the desires of your heart, and He knows what makes you happy. The same God that knows how to make you happy. He would know how to give you a partner without having to test drive things." Weeks later, Grant explained that he's been in 2 relationships in his life, which he said he put his all into. "I want it to be meaningful and I want it to last, so I'm trying the best I can to withhold until I find my right person," Grant shared on the Friday, October 24th, episode of Podcast Ones, When Reality Hits podcast. "I'm doing my best, and I want my next relationship to be the one. If you're not it, I'm just not gonna. When we do have sex, it will be great," he continued with a laugh. "I'm very good, but I'm waiting." Lisha, for her part, opened up on The Bachelor about her religion, which she later exclusively told Us Weekly that there are so many misconceptions about dating someone in the Mormon faith. One misconception was, Lisha wants to have kids because she's been conditioned and she's been this, and this. "I'm like, if I was subscribing to every stereotype that exists about my religion, I would have been married at 20. I'd have 4 kids. I never would have done so many other things," she explained in May. "They just kind of assume that I'm not capable of critical thinking because I subscribe to organized religion and 'cause I'm a Christian and all of that." Lisha shared that there is a lot of speculation about specific choices people make in their sex lives, or how to navigate topics that aren't in line with our religion. "I can only speak for myself and my own experience, but church is for people who want peace," she said. "Religion is for people who are seeking a greater purpose and who want to feel connected to a community and who want to feel supported. And that is especially for people that made mistakes or that made choices that they regretted. They absolutely need peace. It's not for perfect people."